How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, do me a huge favor, go ahead and subscribe. I realized that I started showing you guys some of the motorcycles in the collection and then completely stopped showing the motorcycles in the collection. So we're back to revealing a couple of the bikes that are in the collection, and today we're going to talk about the $100 Honda CX. Bought this bike just about a year ago, and I was just at work scrolling on Facebook Marketplace as one does, and I saw a Honda CX for $100. At the time, we had just taken delivery of another CX that I'll show later in this video. But I saw this CX and I said, that'd be a good parts bike for the other bike. But it turns out this bike was a little bit more complete than I thought when we got there. And here it is. This is a 1980 Honda CX 500. It's missing a couple bits and pieces, but as you can see here, the whole bike is basically there. Brand new tires on it. It's got the handlebars, the tank, the seats, the carburetors. The only thing that it's missing right now is the pipes, which were on it, but were rotted out, unfortunately. When we bought the bike, there was a couple of pieces that were taken apart. The rear brake wasn't working, but also the brackets, like the engine brackets or braces, were kind of like half taken off, and like the stud was like half removed. And if you can see here, it's missing the boots here, and the airbox is kind of like unbolted there. There's a couple like parts like that that are missing from it. Other than a couple of very minor things, the entirety of the bike is here. The real question was, when we got home, did it run? Because even if it didn't run, it'd still be worth it, like what we had because of the parts. Well, the answer we found out was yes. We just put a battery on it, put a little bit of starting fluid in the carburetors, and the bike fired up. Well, if we come to the bike, it has a battery in it. The tank is a little dinged up. It's missing kind of like the bracket on the top. It's got a dent here. Overall, in kind of a little bit rough condition, but I mean, you can't really complain for the price. But turn the key, and then all the lights light up and everything. If we come to this side, bike turns over perfectly fine. So the bike does run, and I'll start in a second, but it is misfiring, and you'll hear the misfire. I can ride it up and down the driveway. I'm not sure what's different about today than the other days I tried riding it, but before it would just stall out when I tried going anywhere. I believe the clutch is slipping just a little bit, because when you do put it in gear, the bike stalls unless you go, right? So I believe it is stalling itself out because the clutch is slipping a little bit, or it's just not set right, which could be very possible, because the only thing that we had to replace and buy a new part for was the clutch wire, and that was just freshly changed. But I guess I should start it up for you guys, because that's probably what you're interested in. And it does smoke a little bit. It's a little loud because it doesn't have the mufflers on it right now. You can hear the misfire if you listen closely. But if you pay attention really closely, kind of when I jump back a little bit, the bike was trying to fire on its other cylinder, but there's most likely carburation issue, as I said before, so it's not wanting to fire up nice. If you guys are interested in actually a video of taking the carbs out, cleaning them, and seeing if it fires up, let me know. But that's kind of the situation with this bike. $100 CX, can't really complain. I mean, some of these parts are worth $100 alone. I mean, the tires, we take a look at the tires. They're quite literally brand new. As far as what I do with the bike, whether it's a cafe racer, whether I put it back together like it is, I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. There's a lot of possibilities, I guess. Or do I just sell it, put some new pipes on it, fix a couple of the things that I need to fix, clean it up, and then make a couple $100, which is also very possible. So there are actually 3 CXs that we currently own, plus one kind of like a CX, but that'll be for a different video. I guess I might as well show you kind of the second CX. The third one is a complete parts bike. It's just like a frame with the motor and a couple of bits and pieces that we might need for this build. This is going to be a cafe racer build. I think I've talked about this in the past before, but here it is. So it's kind of trapped in between a couple of bikes, but CX500, just like the other one, this is a CX Deluxe tank. Whether this was a Deluxe or not, I'm not sure. This is our personal tank that we've put on top of it, and it's kind of in bits and pieces. The wiring is kind of everywhere. It's not really much to look at right now. But it's a perfect base for a cafe racer project. The motor supposedly turns over. We have a couple of CX Deluxe tanks that we can use on this bike, and it's just going to be a very kind of basic but super clean and simple cafe racer. When that gets done, not sure. Working on the Yamaha Virago project right now, which hasn't really seen too much progress other than a subframe being mounted on it in a little bit, honestly. But the Honda CX is a fantastic bike for the price. You can get them for really cheap. You can get them for under $1,000, under $600 to $700 sometimes. But now I guess everyone's kind of caught on to how cheap they are and started to kind of buy them. They definitely still are out there for under $1,000, but they're slowly creeping up there, honestly. So, I mean, I think I could sell mine if I just got all the paperwork together and got the couple of loose ends buttoned up. I could probably sell it for $1,000 to $1,500 as long as they're rode up and down the street, you know? The Honda CX is one of the most popular motorcycles to cafe race other than the Yamaha Virago. And I mean, there's a good reason why. They're really good looking cafe racer projects. But that's all I have for this video. If you guys did enjoy, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I will see you guys next week.